So the Dallas Cowboys just signed Royce Freeman. And yeah, while we know that this is a pretty small move, I guess the Cowboys felt like they didn't want to get Ezekiel Elliott because, Zeke is slightly older. He's going to be turning 29 this upcoming July. Royce Freeman just turned 28 earlier this year. And Zeke has been in the league since 2016, while Royce Freeman has been in the league since only 2018. So Zeke has a bit more mileage on him. Both of these running backs are kind of identical. They're both power. You would definitely call them power backs. Running backs that you would want to get you the hard yards and wear opposing defenses down. Now, when I look at Royce Freeman's his most productive years, which were 2018, 2019, and 2023. In 2018, his rookie year, he wasn't too bad. 521 yards, 4 yards exactly per carry, and 5 rushing touchdowns. And then he had a minor drop off his second year with 496 and 3.8 yards per carry and 3 rushing touchdowns. And then 2023, last year, he ran for 319 yards, but a good 4.1 yards a carry and 2 rushing touchdowns. Now, he had a little bit of a minor setback for 3 years in Houston. 2 years in Houston, and then his first year in LA. But this past season, he did pretty well. Now, what I would like to say, in his 3 most productive seasons, his rookie year, he carried the ball 130 times. You would probably say that's a pretty reasonable amount of carries for a guy who had 521. And then, of course, in 2019, he carried the ball 132 times, just a couple more times for slightly less yardage, not as ideal. And then this past season, he rushed the ball 77 times for 319 yards, 4.1 yards a carry, and 2 rushing touchdowns. So he carried the ball 77 times this past season. Those are not only his 3 most productive seasons, those are also 3 times in his NFL career that those are the 3 most touches years that he's had in his career thus far. Those 3 years are the most touches that he's had in his career. The other times, he didn't get anywhere close to the same amount of touches. That's why his numbers look so bad in those other years, because they didn't really give him very much touches. When you give him the ball, he's actually pretty good. He's solid. I would definitely not mind having him as our power back, getting the hard yards. Of course, it would have been cool having Zeke, the reunion, but just not going to happen. It also would have been cool if we would have signed Dalvin Cook, but that didn't happen either. So we ended up with Royce Freeman. Not a wow move at all, but he's a guy that we're bringing in to be a physical type runner. And in the, draft, you're probably going to get a running back like Dylan Johnson. All right, I will continue to beat the table for that, Dylan Johnson. Now, here's the thing. I know probably who the Cowboys are going to get in the first round, but I want Dylan Johnson with our first pick in the first round. That's what I want, but I think the Cowboys are probably going to get an offensive tackle with that 24th overall pick. They're not going to trade up, they're not going to trade down. They're going to stay put at 24 and they're going to get an offensive tackle. Mock my words. So, hey, I like this pickup. You know, I think he's solid. You know, he's not going to move any needles, but I like the move. So, how do y'all feel about this? To all my audience, to all of Cowboy Nation, how do y'all feel about this? Us getting Royce Freeman when talks were about of a possible reuniting, a return of Ezekiel Elliott. How do y'all feel about this? I feel fine. I feel okay about this. And that's, pretty much it. So to all my audience, to all of Cowboys Nation, this is Mr. Cowboys Fan out.